Hi there, Wendy Say about Pen News. Welcome. Just wanted to try to kick off something new. I had this idea. I am an ink switcher. I switch those inks however I want, whenever I want. There are some pens that I have that are just, I put an ink in them and they have to have that ink in it forever. So I wanted to talk today about pen and ink soulmates. I have a few pens here that I feel like are soulmates, and I keep them together, and so I thought I'd show them to you. So to me, a pen and ink soulmate is an ink that goes in the pen and it can never have anything else in it. So the first one on my docket is a FranklinChristoph Model 3M modified, which means it doesn't have a clip, and I think the cap is a little bit less girthy. I have a regular Model 3, and it seems like the cap is a little bit bigger around and it has a clip, so I think that's the modified. This is called Pearlple, which is really hard to say, but it's cute. And I have on this, I don't even know what's on this pen, you guys. This is just a medium nib. This is just plain old medium. So I just thought I put these little cute stamps on that I got from Everyday Explorer. This is in one of her sets, so darling. And I put on a little birds on a wire that I got out of this little thing that I got, I don't know, somewhere, AliExpress or something. So I'm just gonna put some color down in this little square to show the color. This one in particular, to me, it looks like the color is actually coming out of the pen. Like it's of the resin itself. It's such a good match that it just seems like the ink color is just pouring out. It's so cool. So I'm just going to fill this in. I don't know if I'll really fill all these in for you guys. Maybe I'll put you on pause and fill them in and come back. But here's the first one. You can watch that ink dry. It's pretty satisfying. So this is a FranklinChristoph Model 3M in Pearlple. It sounds like I have marbles in my mouth when I say that. This is a regular medium nib. And this ink, I got this ink, it's in the Flower series, it's Diamine. And here's what happens when you fall in love with an ink like this. You have to learn to spell words like Bougainvillea. So I think I actually know. Bougainvillea. Anybody want to check me? See how I did? But I'm pretty sure that that's at least close right. So it's Diamine Bougainvillea, and to me it just looks like it matches perfectly, and just the way it flows out and kind of the sheen of it, I just think it's so pretty. So anyway, that's the first one. So the second one is a pen that I had not really seen in the US. Obviously I've seen a Vanishing Point. This is just a Pilot capless, but I had not seen this gray color with gold trim. And I got it, and I really love this pen. It also has a medium nib, and this has in it Birmingham Pen Company Eroded Bronze. And so I'm just gonna put down a little color here. This color is another one that just feels like it matches the color of the pen so well that I just cannot imagine putting anything else in it. So much so that this ink was given to me as like a sample very kindly. I think Mars is the one who gave me the sample. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I went out looking for somebody who had a bottle that they would sell me, because I knew that I was going to need this for this pen and some others. So there's Eroded Bronze. So this one is Birmingham Eroded Bronze. Every time I say it out loud, I'm like, is that the right name? It is the right name. It is Eroded Bronze. And this is a Pilot Vanishing Point. I'm going to write capless because efficiency. And this is a medium nib. But I just love this. I think it's so pretty, the gold and the gray. And then if you just look at the gray color with the ink, it's really pretty, and I just love the way it flows out of there. It's really awesome. So that's number 2, Birmingham Eroded Bronze. Next up is another FranklinChristoph. I mean, if you guys have watched any of my stuff, you know that I'm kind of obsessed with FranklinChristoph. This one I super love, and this poor ink has a soulmate that I can't get. So the soulmate for this pen, this is a model 46, which means it takes a number 6 nib. It looks really similar to another pen I'll show in just a minute, but this one takes a number 6 nib. And what I have in here is a medium sig ground by the Audrey Madison. But when I first got this pen, I put in it a sample that I got from my friend Allie that is Dominant Industry Wonder Pens exclusive Tuna and Olives. And I love it so much, and it is the match, and I have used every last drop of it. And so please, Wonder Pens, bring back Tuna and Olive so that this poor pen can have its soulmate back. In the interim, I have put Herbin Vert Olive. Is it? I mean, there's the T elide. I don't know. Does it? Does it not? It means green olive, basically, is what I'm trying to say. The Herbin green olive. So I should do that trick where you use the back of the nib here, but I'm kind of having fun doing it this way. It's pretty good. I mean, this match is pretty good, and it feels really nice coming out of this nib, but it's not quite Tuna and Olive, so this poor pen is without its soulmate. But this, I now have to write down the right thing. Okay, so this is a FranklinChristoph. I didn't mention the model number of this. It's called Olivae on their website. So this is, what did I say? Model 46. And it's Olivae. Is that how they have it? I don't know. Anyway, it's olive. You guys know what olive green looks like, right? Cool. And it's, I'm going to write down both this Herbin Vert, which means green, Olive, which means, guess what? Olive. But I'm also going to write down Dominant Industry. Tuna and Olives. And a frowny face. Because it really wants its soulmate back. I used that whole sample in like, I don't know, a couple, 3 weeks. When I got this pen, I wrote everything with it, and I slurped down that sample here. But anyway, so that's the olive green one. Next is a super rad pairing. This, I think, was my first pen that bonded for life with an ink, in my opinion. And it is my E95S. I did that like, bam, like a magic trick. I didn't mean to do that. E95S, this is burgundy. And I put in it, I mean, you guys, it has Yama Budo in it. Why wouldn't it? So I love this pen. It's a medium nib. It's so juicy. Everyone always talks about the bounce of the E95S. And I almost can't even feel it because this pen is so smooth and so broad and so juicy that I don't even really get to experience the bounce. But yeah, so this one, you know, it's not the best match of the burgundy to the ink color. And I don't care. It's just such a great, makes it such a pleasure to write with. Yeah, so just do this. Gotta go back and get all of the little holes. Okay, so this is Pilot E95S. Although mine, I think mine says Elite. I haven't looked at that in a long time. Oh yeah, mine says Elite. Did you guys know that? I mean, probably you do, but in the US, these are E95S and they have an E on them. But in other countries, marketed to other countries, and in Japan, they say Elite 95S. There's some kind of conflict about the name. So it's an E95S. It's the same. It just says Elite. And this is a medium nib. And this is, of course, Iroshizuku. Yama Budo. We've been talking a little bit in somebody's Discord about the inks. There's, you know, Pilot has said that they're going to be discontinuing several inks from Iroshizuku and bringing out several more. And so there's been all this speculation about like, what are they going to discontinue? What are they going to discontinue? And I just, in my mind, I just imagined what would happen if they tried to discontinue Yama, Budo, or some of the really popular ones. People would lose their minds, I think. All right, so I'm going to hurry up. The next Mate for Life, Soulmate. This is kind of silly, but if anybody knows me, I abhor black ink. I hate it. I never use it. I don't like it. I don't want to use it. But there are times that it's called for. And so I have a platinum Preppy Perpanep, which I think is supposed to mean pens and paper. This is a collaboration with Kokuyu, which makes this paper that I love. But anyway, this has black in it. It's boring, right? So I'm just going to say black. And I'm going to say platinum Preppy. Platinum. I almost wrote pilot. Platinum black. It's a nice black. It's just the cartridge. I just keep it for those times when I really do need a black ink, even though I hate it, and I don't ever want to use the black ink ever. So anyway, Perpanep. This one is a PENBBS 323, one of my favorite pen model bodies ever. This has Manyo Ha Ha in it, and I love it. So I made this nib very, very wet. I really like to do drawings and Zentangles and things that have a lot of ink, and I love to watch the ink dry. So that's why this is so wet coming out of here, even though those Manyo inks can be a little dry. So we'll put this on here and then it can dry. So pen, PBS 323. This is obviously the clear one, and I eyedroppered it. You can either do that or use the cartridge that they provide. This is their fine nib, which has a little bit of an upturned nose. It's not a Waverly. Let's see if I can show you. It's not a Waverly. It's not totally upturned, but it just has, you know, just a little bit turned up. And I think it makes it a much more fun nib to use. So that's their fine. And this is Sailor Manyo Ha Ha. Manyo. Sailor Manyo Ha Ha. I really like that one a lot. It's so, I need to do some art with that. Maybe I'll do that right after this. Okay, the next one. This is for any letters that I write. You frequently will get them from me in this ink, from this pen. This is a TWSBI Vac Mini, and it has in it, it's hard to see, but this has in it Octopus Fluids Petrol Axolotl. And this is a tricky pen because it screws to post back here. And then also I put a Fountain Pen Revolution Flex nib on it. This is actually their Ultra Flex nib in two-tone. And it's awesome. I use this for writing letters. These Write and Draw inks by Octopus Fluids are permanent after they dry. So I use this to address envelopes in case they get caught in the rain, etc., etc. So I'll just this in here. Oh, look. Wake up, buddy. There we go. Sometimes it gets a little tired when I don't use it for a while. All right, so this is TWSBI Vac Mini, and it has an FPR. I always write Ultra Flex and Flex because why wouldn't you? And this is Octopus Fluids. You guys, this is a really good flex option. If you're looking for a flex option and you don't want to spend $1 million, talk to me about this. It's really, really great. And as you can see, you can do regular writing, and you can just bounce back and do your flex. It's really awesome. But this is, again, petrol axolotl. It's kind of hard to see here. That didn't turn out super great, but anyway. And last but certainly not least is, you guessed it, another FranklinChristoph pen. This one looks really similar to the olive green one that we just saw, but this one is a 45L. So you can see they're really similar in body size. The big difference is that the Salmon Glow is a 45, which means it has a number 5 nib. So that's a smaller nib. This one is also a medium sig, ground by Audrey. And another Herbin ink. You guys, I don't use that many Herbin inks, but they are two that have mated for life with some of my pens. So this is another soulmate. This one is, what am I going to do? What am I doing here? Here we go. So this is Herbin Corail de Tropiques. I'm going to do Maria's little trick and try this. Come on. Doesn't want to do that either. Right? Well. Okay. So this is FranklinChristoph. And this is a 45L. The 45s are even shorter, and they're so short that they won't take a converter. You have to use a cartridge. But this one is the 45L. And this color is called Salmon Glow, which I think is awesome. And then Herbin Corail. I think it has two, maybe it doesn't, an S on it, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. De Tropiques. So that is that. My pens and inks that so far are soulmates. So I'll just go through them really quick one more time, and I'll show you them up a little bit closer. Oh, really quick, I'm going to show this in another video, but this is my new to me Chic Sparrow book holder, and I am in love with it. So thank you, Shauna, for letting me acquire this from you. I love it so much. So, okay, number one, the Model 3M FranklinChristoph with Diamine Bougainvillea, and then the capless with Birmingham Penco Eroded Bronze. You know what? I'm going to turn the light off in here and see if the natural light by itself is any better. Whatever. We'll do a little of both. All right, so we'll show those again. So that was this, and then this one, and then this one, which is sad because its actual soulmate cannot be had. Unrequited love, poor thing. And then what did I do after that? Oh, of course, the Yama Budo with the Pilot Iroshizuku. Oh, look, I smeared that all up. Sweet. I love that one. I love all of these, obviously. I made them. And then Platinum Black, Perpanep. I do like saying Perpanep. That's my favorite part of that whole situation. All right, and then the PENBBS with that Sailor Manyo Ha Ha. And I'm just going to bring it up so you can kind of see. Oh, man, it's so beautiful. I just think it's so great. And then TWSBI Vac Mini. You can't even really see the color. It's kind of it's petrol is the color. It's kind of a dark teal, but this ink is awesome because it's really bulletproof and it has behaved great for me in this pen, so that's exciting. And then last, but of course not least, my Salmon Glow with Herbin Corail de Tropiques. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all of you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you next time. Pen news. Boop, 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 boop.